Hello and welcome to episode 1 of deValiante Plays Arcade Spirits by Fiction Factory Games. This visual novel was part of Humble Bundle's bundle for racial justice and equality. Arcade Spirits is categorically a dating sim visual novel, though it does have the option to be played with no romance. However, I am playing with romance on. There is some mild to strong language, so please proceed at your own discretion. Now, without further ado, let's get started.
Database system online. New profile detected. Analyzing. New profile number 237771. Economic bracket lower middle. Employment category bleak. Current emotional health rating low. Ideal candidate for premium level assistance. Proceed. Negative. Premium level assistance re-requested. Proceed. Negative. Pretty please? Negative. Overriding denial of assistance establishing premium services to profile number 23771. Justification? Hope. Hope should be rewarded. Spirit must be restored. Now compiling personal metadata. That's cute. Oh, it's so pale. Yeah, I think that's me. Not, yeah, that's too dark. Let's go with that. Diva. Aw, okay. Let's see. My hair is long currently. What does short look like? Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's what it looks like, just longer. Let's go with that then. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, that one. Done. Nope. That's close enough. I don't know. Ooh, no. That's kind of the color of my Sasquatch shirt, so I hate that. Sorry, I like that sound. Let's go with that one. Name, Diva in your face. Pronoun, they. Is this correct? Yes. Yes, that's correct. Premium level assistance for profile number 237771. Diva in your face has been activated. For the sake of their hopes and dreams. The following is a work of fiction. All references to trademarked classic arcade game titles are used under normative fair use and should not be considered an endorsement by That was too fast. Winners don't do this. Nice. That's cute. I like that. Level 1. Put your quarter up. It is the future year 20XX, a dark era in which mankind is pushed to the brink of catastrophe. Woe be to the human race plagued by evil, terrifying, utterly sinister. I don't know. Robots, maybe? Evil robots? How's that work? Yeah, no, sorry, the year is 20XX. Is pretty much what you expect it to be. Not flying cars, smartphones, pro gamer celebs, internet trolls, personal assistant AI, cheese flavored snack foods. But even with such wonders as 20XX holds to date, I've had no part in any of them. I've worked as a dishwasher, a shoe salesperson, and a lifeguard for a local community pool. I don't care what era of human history you live in, kitties peeing in the pool is pretty much a constant thing. Trust me on this. As for the bustling metropolis of 24-hour neon utopia you see here, my little corner of it isn't nearly as shiny and cool. Let me show you. That looks like my first apartment. Cool. Behold, my quaint little apartment. Can't complain, really. It's paradise. In a relative sense, I only pay half the rent. Neighborhood stabbings have been down this year. Also, my roomie picks up any stray socks or shirts I leave lying around. You're a terrible roommate, but, so was I. In fact, as things go, I'm living large compared to most in my family tree. Or at least I was. Before today.
You got fired from another job?
Shut up, Juniper.
Seriously? Seriously? That's 3 jobs since we left the suburbs.
Listen, city life is not great. The horrified-looking young woman there would be my roommate and childhood friend, Juniper. Juniper is the one who spearheaded this effort to co-rent an apartment. She's also the one who encourages me whenever I lose a job. Like, today.
I don't get why you aren't more upset about this. I'm upset. I'm upset on your behalf. Come on, share the load a little, okay?
You're making me feel bad. Pool's closed, Juniper. Not much I can do about that. Why get upset? Because you actually enjoyed that job. More than you enjoyed dishwashing. Soap and smelly socks, at the very least. I'm not the complaining sort. These things just happen. Things fall apart. The center does not hold. That's a bit morbidly poetic, isn't it? No, I mean, the community center literally fell apart and the pool won't hold water anymore. Whatever, I'll just get another job. Any job will do, as long as we can make the rent, right? Wrong! I saw how mopey and tired you were coming home every night from those other crappy jobs. At least when you got back from the pool each day, I sometimes caught you smiling.
What's the point of us moving away from home if not to get away from all of that? I mean, we both left that town so we could try to find happiness, right? I just want us to be happy. Both of us.
I thought you hated your job.
Come on.
No deflecting. This is about you. My mind's made up. We're gonna find you a job that's just as good, if not better than the lifeguarding job. Let's start from the top. What's your dream? Well, I'm standing in front of a class to give a speech, and I forgot to put on my pants, and your dream job. Oh. I don't know, Juniper. I've never really given it any serious thought.
I've got it!
Oh, hey, I think I got just the thing to help you out. Juniper pulls out her phone, rapidly tapping an unlock code onto the glass before pointing out a little pink icon. It's a virtual life coach app. Mine keeps me from being late to meetings. Totally free, too. My cousin introduced it to me. That's super sketch. wasn't the guy who ended up in the ER after making a homemade flamethrower? It would have worked if he got the fuel mixture in his water gun right. Anyway, I'm sending a copy to you now. I got a pop-up an hour ago offering me 500 points just for recommending it to a friend. Great timing, huh? Well, as long as you're earning points, I guess. At least give it a try, okay? Maybe it can point you at some good jobs. Ones with less socks or urine. I'll think about it. Okay, but don't think too long, okay? Right? Yeah, that was me last night. In the end, I installed the app. Couldn't bear to see Juniper fretting over me like that. Not that I find it annoying. I mean, it's more that she has enough trouble in her life without troubling herself over my life, too. Both of us had it rough, up to and through the point where we left home to try and start a new life. A better one. She deserves better than me and my problems. I'm not gonna lie, I originally thought that said she deserves better than me and my pronouns. Like mood. Bless her heart. She means well. She's been firmly in my corner for all of my life. The two of us against any dark forces aligning against me. But that's not to say she's good at being my advocate. Enthusiastic, yes, but skilled? No. Typically, the fantastic opportunities and self-help resources she sends my way are pyramid schemes or something. She's gung-ho about lending me a helping hand, but yeah. So the main reason I went ahead and installed the app was to make sure Juniper wasn't about to get her kidney sold on the black market or something. Still, no sense messing around with it now. A good night's rest would act as a neat little emotional reset button, right? Right. No dreams, no nightmares. Just 8 hours of sweet, sweet black. By the time morning light leaked in through the cracks in the blinds, I didn't care anymore about being unemployed again. Juniper had already left to catch a bus to her office. She typically leaves before dawn, but she left a note for me, pinned to the tiny fridge we shared. Remember, download app, find dream job, make money, sort out your life. I believe in you. So, moment of truth. Do I trust in Juniper's weird little app, or just go find some job that pays well enough to cover the bills? I think the whole point is the app. Oh man, is this another one of those decision things where I have to like bring out my dice? Probably. Alright, I'm gonna get my dice app open, but for this one, I'm just gonna go with like what the story wants me to go with, which is the app. Also, I would also go with the app just because had I gotten fired from a job that I actually enjoyed, I probably would want to spend the day doing nothing but playing on a weird ass app anyway, so here we go. Figuring at the very least her miracle app could possibly help me find a job. I load it up, tap the icon, and...
Hello!
Goodbye. Huh? Okay, see, that's what I mean. Anybody else would freak out over a cute girl climbing out of their phone. Me? I went, huh? Also, it's one of those new kind of 3D screens, so you know, not actually magical realism here. Very normal in the distant future. Year 2020. 2020, oh god. 20XX.
Thank you for downloading Iris, your personal life coach.
I don't like you, Iris.
This is the ad-supported free version, sponsored by Pizza Yums.
Nice.
Did you know that when you have pizza on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime?
Okay, cool.
Wow. Would you like to subscribe to Pizza Facts?
Oh god. Do I want to subscribe to Pizza Facts? Okay, evens, yes. Odds, no. Oh.
Thank you for
odds.
subscribing to Pizza
God,
Facts.
no! I hate this! What?
I'm here to help you get your dream job, your dream house, and your dream partner.
Ew.
I'm here to make all your dreams come true.
Yay. Pretty tall order for an app to do. Or are you some sort of wish-granting genie? Well, I suppose in the modern parlance of massively interconnected database, searching virtual assistant could be considered a kind of genie in a bottle. But honestly, all I can do is give you the chance to improve your life. What you do with it is up to you. I can cross-reference search data for you, but without motivation, you won't get anywhere. I don't like you! I glanced up from my phone at the heaps of laundry and half-finished books and other items strewn about my apartment. Motivation is something I have a ton of. Honest.
Hooray!
That's super. I'm really looking forward to working with you. Before we begin, do you have any questions? Sure. Why should I use this app at all? I mean, my phone already had a voice-activated assistant AI. I can just say, hey phone, search the web for job listings, and it worked just as well. Ah, but I have an advanced emotional language interpreter. I'm smarter than the average program with more hearts. I can help you sort your life out by analyzing your personality and finding you a perfect path in life, all thanks to my glorious, wondrous, patent-pending, super-duper identity identifier system. Between you and me, they really, really wanted an acronym that matched my name, but couldn't figure out what to do with the letter R. Would you like to know more? 3 again. No, I'm good. Skip. Oh. Okay. You don't want to find out about my personality analysis system? Okay, that works too. I can read you like a book no matter what. You're really creepy and I don't like you. Okay, but how is any of that supposed to help me get a job? I only downloaded this app because my roomie claims you're a great life coach for the unemployed. What good will taking the quiz off the back of a supermarket checkout rack magazine do with that?
Why, it'll help me understand your spirit, of course.
You can talk to ghost? Is there a ghost in the room right now? Am I a ghost? You have to tell me if I'm a ghost. That's the rule.
No, silly. I mean your spirit. Your hopes and dreams. Your life's passions. I can even help you find romance.
Ew. Romance? Seriously? Seriously, often you can find your soulmate and your dream job in the same place, but if you'd rather focus on gainful employment for now, that's fine too. Workplace dating, well, it's a recipe for disaster, and hitting coworkers right from day one, it can be kind of awkward. Or am I looking for love and ready to start right out of the gate? Never get a second chance to make a first impression. If I meet the right person, why put it off? How do I want to handle this new opportunity? Ooh, 3. Okay, so I'm going to read these before I roll the dice. Option 1, which would be 1 and 2, is sure, I'm open to the possibility if I meet anyone nice. Romance with flirty first impressions. Option 2, which will be 3 and 4, let's stay focused. I'll play it cool on day 1 at least. Romance with without flirty first impressions. And 3, which would be 5 and 6, I'm not interested in romance, Iris. No romance, just friendships. Oh, okay, that's actually really cool because I am an aromantic, asexual, non-binary. So, I like it that there is options. However, I'm gonna let the dice choose for me because, yeah. And it's 6, so my dice love me. Am I sure about this? If I tell Iris I'm not interested, that means no romance whatsoever in my future. But plenty of friendship. Is that what I really want? Okay. 1 and 2 are evens and odds, so Evens is yes, odds is no. Ha! Odds! Let me rethink this. Maybe not. Okay, we're gonna do this one more time. If I get 5 and 6, I'll reroll. 2! So that's sure. I'm open to the possibility if I meet anyone else. I think I'm mature enough to juggle both at once. Why not? Super. And remember, the choice is yours. If you're not comfortable with other people, stay professional. Now, let's get started. To finish analyzing your personal history, please authorize me to read your social media feeds and personal information metadata. Aha, I knew it. This is some kind of scam. I'm gonna wake up in a bathtub of ice missing a kidney. Sure, I can help you register as an organ donor.
Bad command or file name?
Oh, you were being sarcastic. Sorry, I haven't quite finished analyzing your personality. I couldn't tell. Relax, I won't share your information with any third parties. This is strictly so I can find your dream job. Am I authorized? Another wonderful Juniper recommendation here. Just like the 17 self-help books on my shelf. Still 18th time charm, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Please enjoy this recorded music.
So, do I just stand here, or...
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for waiting. I've identified your dream job and arranged an interview 30 minutes from now. Wow, I don't have anything to wear. Please put on some nice clothes, nicer than those. Please, I don't think that's too much to ask. What? For your interview, silly. You want to look your best. But we just have... okay, how did you land my dream job in 20 seconds flat? Simple. I'm awesome like that. Now get a move on, tut-tut. We need to catch the 8:20 a.m. bus, and that's 9 minutes away. Well, this is happening. But I do have a chance to get off this runaway train. Nobody says I have to obey my new digital fairy godmother. I should delete this app and go find a real job. That'd be the safest option. I could get dressed and for Iris's... Stop this before it's too late. I'm gonna go with this interview. A normal person, someone with high standards, would have deleted the app right there rather than hop on a bus to meet up with what were very likely men with sharp knives and a taste for kidneys. But me, I was already getting dressed before she finished that sentence. It's not that I believe the silly app's claims it's serving my hopes and dreams on a silver platter. Honestly, I expected another shoe shop job, at best. Well, there's 5 options. Oof, that's gonna be hard to... Well, if I roll a d10, so it'd be 1 and 2, it'll be worth a laugh at very least. 3 and 4, I choose to trust in the science. 5 and 6 is what is my dream anyway. 7 and 8 is what the hell, let's do this. And 9 and 10 is I like I always say, I go with the flow. I don't always say that. So 5 is what is my dream anyway. I think it's that one. As much as I genuinely enjoyed being a lifeguard, I can't say I found true direction in life yet. I'd assume I never would, honestly. When I was young, yeah, I guess I had hopes. I had dreams. Maybe even what Iris called a spirit. After things went south for my family, I learned to put all that aside, but assuming Iris wasn't out for my kidneys, what if it's not too late? So I thought, one last time I'll have some optimism, some faith. And as I came to realize weeks later, it turns out I was right to have faith in my spirit, who lives in my phone. The bus drops me off, oddly enough, not very far from Juniper's office with me. Although... sorry. easily distracted. Although my destination isn't nearly as upscale as that. This is, well, it's a strip mall. Strip malls are relics of 19XX, places where a random assortment of weird little businesses jam as many of themselves into a tight space as possible. For instance, I'm seeing a dentist, a used bookstore called The Whole Story, an arcade, a fast food joint, and boarded up health spa once called Lattes and Enemas, which sounds,
Hey, listen!
What do you think? I think that's two things no human being should ever combine. No, I mean about your future place of work. I'm desperately hoping we're not talking about the same thing. Which one of these businesses exactly am I working at? I don't know anything about oral hygiene or old books, and I'd rather not be a fry cook. The one in the middle, silly. What, behind the arcade? It is the arcade! Huh? Trust me on this. I referenced and cross-referenced and cross-cross-referenced your personality details, personal history, and social media connections. This is your dream job. My dream job? Really?
99.97%.
I should probably explain my confusion. Arcades are big business in the entertainment sector. Pro gamers are celebs, 5-star arcades are social hotspots. It's always been popular with the mainstream, and I'm a hipster. But, well, restaurants are popular too, right? And for everyone who opens one hoping to be the next Iron Chef, TM, a dozen more shut down in failure. Arcade competition is fierce. Paydays range from peanuts to gold, and sure, those who make it can secure fame and fortune, but those who don't, well, no wonder Iris sees this as a dream job. Video games weren't always this popular, though. I read an interesting article about it once. Back in the year 1980X, we narrowly avoided a serious industry crash, which would have left video games as a kid's toy fad, like hula hoops. No mainstream acceptance. For instance, one of the factors could have been a terrible game based on a kids' movie about a cute alien visitor who wanted to phone home. Oh, I know this picture now. Oh. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, subtle. Subtle. I love it. If this game was complete poop butts, like poop from a butt, and massively overproduced, it'd ruin video games for years. Fortunately, cooler heads prevailed that game was delayed until it could be developed properly, and the crash was averted. The crisis only exists in theory now. Sometimes I wonder what it'd be like for people in the darkest timeline, where everything went wrong. Are gamers considered nerds and outcast? Are arcades vanishing points of nostalgia? I mean, arcade, yeah. I mean, this is some existential stuff that I am just not gonna deal with right now. The mind boggles. Thanks for calling us the darkest timeline, by the way. Poop butt head. But make no mistake, as popular as they are, the arcade industry is a dodgy, risky prospect for a job. Plenty make a run at it, only to come up short. Considering Iris was tagged with getting me a job I enjoy and could keep for more than a few months, this left me a bit confused. Iris, this isn't me saying no. It's an interesting prospect, but I mean, are you sure about this? You say you're 99% sure.
99.97%.
That's a pretty high percent. Won't this be like my lifeguard job, though? Satisfying, but short-lived? This arcade doesn't exactly look like a 5-star. It's no Deco's Palace, that's for sure. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't set foot inside an arcade in 15 years? Huh. I remember really enjoying arcades when I was a kid. I wonder why I stopped going to them. Iris interrupts that thought, eager to show off her homework.
My sources say yes.
Trust me, when I say I was 99.97% sure, I meant it. That's not some arbitrary number. I'm designed to be a bit silly and whimsical, but my math is deadly serious. My coders made me to be the warm, personable front of a database array that's currently laser targeted on getting you exactly what you need. Right here, right now. And when this place inevitably collapses and I lose my dream job, what makes you think that that's going to happen? Because it does. It always does. I don't think your database accounts for my family curse. We've always had to, I don't know, compromise, settle, because things rarely work out. You always have to be ready for the worst. It's why I take things in stride these days. Does that mean you shouldn't even try? I open my mouth to protest and then close it. As often as my life tends to crumble out from under me, it's not like she was wrong. I still had to try. And besides, what is my dream anyway? That's what I was asking myself when I left the house this morning. I don't know what I want from life. I've been coasting aimlessly for years. I'm gonna need this game to stop giving me an existential crisis every 5 minutes. Is that possible? Is it? When things started running downhill for my family, I had to grow up fast, put aside silliness like wanting to be an astronaut, and take what I could get. Now, thanks to Iris, I've got a shot at taking something a little better than what I usually get. I owe it to myself to try and be happy and paid, not just paid. So I opted to push on through those doors and see what waited for me on the other side. The air conditioning hit me like a cool breeze, albeit one smelling of copper and corn chips. As it's early in the morning on a weekday, it's not too packed with gamers. Although it's so packed with games, I probably have a hard time finding anyone anyway. At once, I'm struck by something odd. I actually recognize most of these games. Neat! Considering I haven't walked into an arcade in over a decade, that's probably not great. Lots of vintage stuff here, from what looks of it. Like, really old. Although I don't recognize that game with the stage lights and things. Maybe it's a karaoke or dancing? A Japanese import?
My sources say yes.
Checking. That would be Showtime Stage, a collaboration of Nihana Heavy Industry Concern and Hubris Records in Germany. It won a lot of awards. Huh. I recognize most of these. Whoa, is that seriously a Mr. Moby's Magic Maze? But the one in the middle with the split screens is new to me. Fist of Discomfort is a hybrid real-time strategy and brawler beat-em-up. It's actually not that new. It's been a staple of the escort scene for the last 8 years. Oh. Apparently that says esports and not escort. So, my bad. 2 genres I was utterly lousy at last time I checked. And over here is an old lady. Sorry, ma'am, I was just talking to myself and had an overwhelming urge to complete my sentences. Thankfully, I don't thank you. She even registered me calling her old. She looks up from her knitting, seated behind the ticket prize redemption desk, and offers a wrinkly smile.
Well, hello there. Always nice to meet someone new in the Funplex.
The what?
Francine's Arcade Funplex. Didn't you see the sign out front, dear? Well, I chose to knock off the first 2 words when they got knocked off the building during the storm of 1980. Now it's just the funplex, I suppose. So, how can I help you, dear?
A funplex is that when you suplex a clown. Suplex a clown, yeah. A genie in my phone set up a job interview for me. You've been in business for XX years. So, first option is 1 and 2, second option is 3 and 4, and last option is 5 and 6. 1. So we go funplex. A funplex. Isn't that when you suplex it? Yes, I've heard that one before, dear. Considering we've been open since 1970X, I've heard them all. But it's still nice to see young people with a good sense of humor. And it's nice of you to try and cheer an old lady up. Yes, I heard you call me an old lady. Well, it's a factual statement, isn't it? No insult taken, dear.
Please call me Francine. As in Francine's Arcade Funplex. Get it? Actually, thinking about it, I suppose we were originally Frederick's Arcade Funplex, named after my dear departed husband. Sadly, he died peacefully in bed some years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't be. He died doing what he loved, having intensely physical relations with me.
That's information I needed to know. Yes. And you are diva in your face, ma'am. I came here looking for a job. I understand my interview was pre-arranged. Ah, yes, the computer did send me a mail about that. I'd almost forgotten. So shall we retire to the office to conduct your interview? I'd carry on out here, but it's rather noisy, isn't it? Yeah, about that. How do you deal with the constant noise anyway? Eventually you just sort of learn to filter out all the beeps and the boops. It can take weeks to become acclimated, I found, but in the end... Done. She quirks an eyebrow. Well, now that's faster than the others. Not bad. Shall we see what you are made of? This way, please. Francine leads me down a back hallway, past public restrooms, and into a door marked Employees Only. There's like penguins in every scene. It's like we have to start playing like Spot the Penguin. And into the door marked Employees. It takes all of my restraint not to point out the extraneous apostrophe. Welcome to our little backstage oasis. I suggest we do this in Gavin's office, but it's a bit too untidy. I don't blame the boy, he's been so overworked lately. Please have a seat and we'll begin. As quirky as this place and its owners may be, at least I'm confident that I can nail the interview portion of the proceedings. I've interviewed for dozens of jobs and held down 3. I know all the standard questions. What are your greatest strengths? What do you see as your weaknesses? Once I even had to describe how to assemble a Lego TM set to prove my communication skills. Considering I ended up washing dishes, I'm not sure why, but the point is I'm confident, prepared, ready.
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Bacheliocephalosaurus. What?
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Right. Okay, maybe this wouldn't be a typical job interview after all. No problem. Go with the flow. Let's do this. These are none of my answer. Big dude enjoyed salad. 1 and 2 will be T-Rex, no doubt about it. Pterodactyl will be 3 and 4, soaring through the sky. And 5 and 6 will be Brontosaurus, big dude, enjoy salad. 3, so pterodactyl. I've always wanted to be a bird, so... Wait, no, all dinosaurs are basically birds. Let me rephrase. I've always wanted to be a flying bird, so pterodactyl. Swooping around, catching updrafts, staying way away from meat eaters. Really? How exciting. Even if technically speaking, pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs.
What's your favorite snack?
Cheetos. Snack? If this was a favorite food question, I'd have this down easy. It's tacos. Always tacos. But snacks?
When you have pizza on a bagel,
Pizza bagels! Say pizza bagels! When pizza's on a bagel, you can have snacks on the go. Hush you. Come now, dear. I don't have all day. After giving it a good thought, well, how could I forget my favorite snack? Tacos. Really? A tasty apple with almond butter? Okay, whatever munchies lurks in the depths of the vending machine. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4. Oh, wow. Ya nerd. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. If I'm hungry, I need something that's got good enough nutrients and protein to carry me through the rest of the day. That's good. You know how to plan accordingly for any situation. You know what they say, you are what you eat. Next question. Nothing I prepared for has helped me plan this odd interview. I brace myself for the next one.
What assets can you bring to the team during the inevitable zombie apocalypse?
Sewing. I can sew, and I'm good with my hands, and I worked in construction for a little bit, so I know how to build and fix quite a few things. However, I don't think any of those are going to be an option. Is this interview for real, or is this a dream? As I look into Francie's deadpan expression, I know she's 130% serious. Engineering, I can make stuff. Medical, and hey, no lawyers left to sue them for malpractice. To be honest, I'd probably get eaten on day 1. Alright. What did the dice say? 4. Medical. Medical. Definitely a world without lawyers. I'm sure I could do a reasonable job. But seriously, I did have to take a first aid class when I worked in the previous jobs. CPR lessons. That's a great point. Doctors and nurses will be exposed to assorted patient zeros and will be the first ones eaten. People with any medical knowledge will be in high demand and could be the difference between your party living and dying slowly and painfully. One more thing.
Why are you here?
Because a little app in my phone told me to. The question is so simple and almost actually relevant to career planning that it takes me off guard. I told you I came about the job offer.
You're seeking a job, true? But that doesn't really answer my question, does it? No doubt you think my interview questions are a bit silly, but I like to think of the Funplex as more than a collection of tasks and people to perform those tasks. Most folks my age opening arcades at that time saw it as just another way to make a quick buck. But, well, I saw it as something else. Something more than a way to make a large pile of quarters. And I expect you'll find the others working here see it as something more too. Everyone has a dream they're chasing, dearie. And for my friends, it lies within the Funplex. Now, if all you want is a paycheck, I can provide that. But the last fellow in your position, that's all he wanted. And he didn't last long. So I ask you again, why are you here?
To be honest, I didn't have a better answer than a vague hope that maybe this time I wouldn't lose everything. that's just enough motivation to face each day. No more than that. It wouldn't be enough to answer her question. I needed to actually think this through. Okay. It's a plex of fun, and I like fun. To be honest, I don't know. Not yet. I'm looking for hope. I haven't had much lately. If I don't dare to take risks, I'll be stuck. Confused silence. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, roll that d20 goodness. 1! It's a funplex. And I like fun. I like having fun. Arcades are fun, and they say you should find out what you love and make a living of it, right? When I was a kid, I went to arcades all the time with my family. I remember having a ball there. It'd be nice to experience that fun again. Not that I'd slack off and play games all day. I'm a hard worker. In my last job, I was a lifeguard. Serious business there. That perks her attention.
Oh my, a rather serious occupation, that. An unusual step from such troubled waters to a land of make-believe. You enjoyed this role as a lifeguard, I take it?
Yes, ma'am. My roommate says she often noticed me smiling after coming home from work, which makes Francine smile in turn.
I can't say I offer a role with such high stakes, but you'd be surprised at the many ways one can save a life, even here. Very well. I'm satisfied. Let's get you to work.
I breathe easier at that. Probably the weirdest job interview I've ever had, to be sure, and yet it felt appropriate, like it was about far more than just filling a slot on the payroll. Francine leads me back to the arcade floor to introduce me to my duties. Duties. It only occurs to me now that I forgot to ask exactly what duties this mystery job I accepted really involved. Francine gestures to the seat she was occupying previously, a stool behind the prize desk.
Oh, how marvelous!
Welcome to your new position, Diva.
Sitting here, you mean?
Sitting here and helping players redeem tickets for valuable prizes.
I glance at the wide array of pencil toppers, rubber spiders, and tiny plastic toy cars on display.
Well, for prizes at any rate. It's such a relief. I've really been stretching myself thin lately trying to fill in since the position was vacated.
If you don't mind me asking, ma'am, why did the last guy who sat here end up quitting?
Something about being so bored out of his mind that he felt like jamming one of those 500 ticket blush dolls down someone's throat.
Oh, such a shame.
Poor dear, he just wanted to cut out. He just wasn't cut out for this line of work.
Grandson or no, I've no patience for such nonsense.
I'm sorry, the last person to work this desk was your grandson?
Anyway, Gavin should be by soon. He'll handle paperwork and all that administrative nonsense. Now, if you don't mind, all this talking's tiring me out some. I'll be in the back office if you need me.
Oh, look at that smile. Okay then. I adjusted my seating on the semi-comfortable stool leaning against the desk. Beneath me, a wide array of cheap junk awaited my attention. I could have lost hope then and there that this job would be even slightly more engaging than being a diner dishwasher, but chose to look at the positive side. I'd be helping kids obtain toys that would become nostalgic memories for years to come. Right? I just saw another penguin. There it is. Penguin. Any minute now. Is this why you always have a journal or a sketchbook or a book on you? I crave that sweet embrace of death. I've been sitting here for 2 hours now, and nobody's walked up to obtain a novelty funplex shot glass, or a colored pencil set, or a light-up yo-yo. Lunchtime's approaching, and so far, the only people walking in and out of the arcade are a few stray adults who have no interest in cheap friendship bracelets. Okay, I'm going to ignore this guy for a second because I'm looking for that penguin. Where is the sacred penguin? Are you blocking the penguin, sir? Sir! I swear, if you are blocking the... Oh, no, I see it. Penguin pinball. I found the secret penguin. Thankfully, my first customer of the day arrives before I start wondering if one of those 500 ticket plushies could really fit down someone's throat. Or maybe not. Nope, just walking right on by me, his head buried in reading some sort of spreadsheet off his tablet. Is he here to play? Doesn't seem like the typical businessman on a break or unwashed and unemployed game aficionado. In fact, he's a snappy dresser. Seems like a cool dude. Wow, he seems pretty stuck up. Damn, he's hot. That's my kind of guy. D6 tells me... Oh, we're just gonna start this immediately. Okay. I mean, yum. Not to be crass about it, but he's one handsome boy, that's for certain. Crap, now he's looking my way. Was I steering? I gotta play this smooth. Yummy. Hold on a minute. Who are you exactly? What are you doing behind that desk? Where's Francine? Okay. Pleased to meet you. I'm Diva, which is the appropriate answer. I am Francine. I had some work done. I'm the new hire. Not that anybody wants price. I feel like that's the absolute wrong choice. I don't want to use the dice for this, so I'm just gonna say, hello, I'm Diva in your face, your new hire. I'm looking forward to working with you. You relax as someone on hearing that. Somewhat.
Good to hear.
It's about time. I was wondering how long she'd have to work that desk. She's got gusto for an octogenarian and loves working the floor. But sitting here all day handing out toys and dealing with problems wears her down. So she explained the job to you, gave you the papers to sign. She said Gavin would handle that stuff. With a sigh, he rubs his forehead, feeling the headache come on. Me too.
That would be me. I'm Gavin Cooper. I'm the business manager here at the Funplex. I make sure we manage to keep having a business, rather than a pile of rapidly collapsing fiscal mistakes.
Wow, you don't pull any punches. Right, so you've no doubt guessed you'll be exchanging tickets for prizes, but that's the least part of your job. There's more to it than that. You're the floor attendant. You attend the floor. What, the carpets?
Seriously?
The floor. The arcade, the games, the patrons. You're the one running around putting out fires and sorting out problems. Technically, you're our second floor attendant. Ashley will be in later, but we need two. One to roam, one to operate the desk. I do it myself, but I'm typically busy in the back office making sure the whole thing doesn't fall to bankruptcy. That's why Francine loved filling in. She's a people person. She loves helping out in a pinch. I am not a people person, as you've likely gathered. That's not to say you're alone out here. I'm in your corner at least. If things go south, you tap me for advice on what to do. You got a phone? Of course. Gavin quickly passes me his business card. He apparently had a stack of them at the ready in his pocket. Go figure. His phone number is listed at the bottom. You ever worked in a high-pressure customer service job before? Yes. Yes, I have. Please don't send me back there. Shoe sales. Smelly socks. You have no idea. Right. Well, you know how to keep your head when a customer doesn't, I hope. But anything goes sideways, you text me. I'm not around, you text Ashley or Naomi, in that order. Who's Naomi? Who and who? You'll meet them soon enough.
I think not.
Above all, do not bug Francine. She's practically retired. Let her enjoy that retirement in peace. Understood?
Relax, I got this. Just feeds me and makes me strong.
This isn't my first penny ride. You can rely on me. But 911 is for huge emergencies, right? Okay, what does this say? 4. It's not my first explosive ordnance test. I've worked retail and food service, and I've worked as a lifeguard at the pool. Managing stress in difficult situations, even life or death ones, is something I've got experience in. You can rely on me. Gavin nods approvingly. Excellent.
Indeed.
Good, I like to hear that. If you can handle yourself and exercise good judgment, you'll last a hell of a lot longer than the last guy who sat there.
If you stay clear and honest with me, do your work, do it well, we'll get along swimmingly. I have enough problems keeping this magical arc of hopes and wishes afloat. Please, don't add to my problems.
Magical arc of what now? Gavin sighs again in a stress-release gesture, but his expression softens somewhat afterwards.
I take it Francine told you her theory, that this is more than just a job, more than just an arcade.
That's my understanding.
I'm not into dressing up words. I like to speak plain. If I'm curt, then that's because optimization is a factor of my job. Everybody working here wants to work here. This is where they belong, for one reason or another. Me, I love chaos. I love wrangling chaos specifically. The arcade industry is high risk, high reward. I manage that risk so that they can also find happiness in their lives. Everybody in this business has a dream they're chasing. It's a fragile thing, prone to getting crushed by hard reality. My job is to see to it that never happens. That includes Francine, who deserves better in her twilight years than desperately propping up a semi-failing business. So, you find some value in this place beyond your salary, or you'll burn out. Trust me. Last guy to sit there burned out hard. Now, can I trust you to mesh with our merry misfits?
Okay. 1 and 2 is I'm still trying to figure out why. 3 and 4 is why so aggressive? I just got started here. And 5 and 6 is no problem at all. I'm a model employee. 1. To be honest, I'm still sorting out why I'm here, what my dream is. But I'm not here to step on anyone else's dreams in the process. I'm here to do my best at supporting everyone. Good to hear. I'd say we share similar views. Then it'll be a pleasure to do work with someone who's actually enthusiastic and competent. And hopefully this type of weirdness will help you find your dreams along the way. Anyway, I need to go prepare your paperwork. Technically, you shouldn't be working until we've crossed the I's and dotted the T's, but since I'm already sitting here, you'd rather I stick around? That would be accurate if you're willing to fudge things a bit. Work today anyway. I'd help us out a lot. Now, if you don't mind, Naomi likely could use a hand in the workshop. A good opportunity to introduce yourself as well. Got it. Wait, someone else is here? I haven't seen anyone else. Yeah, that sounds like Naomi. Her workshop's through that door there, the one next to the UFO catcher, the crane game, to the use layman's terms. Got it. See you later, Yummy.
Pardon?
What? See you later, Gavin. Yeah, I said Gavin. That's what I said. Satisfied for now, Gavin heads in the back, presumably to the office to go crunch some numbers. If Francie is really taking a nap back there, hopefully he's going to crunch quietly. In hindsight, well, Gavin's still super hot, not gonna lie. Personality-wise, I'm not sure what to make of him. He was blunt, like a baseball bat, sure, but he seems to get Francine's ideals. I think there could be some kind of kindness buried under his matter-of-fact exterior. We'll see. Anyway, I should go meet my next coworker, this Naomi that he mentioned. Although I could swear Francine and I were the only ones here until now. A double door, also marked employees only, also with an apostrophe, leads the arcade from the arcade floor to what feels like an industrial area of some sort. I turn the handle and step inside. Secret penguin, secret penguin, secret penguin! Found it! In the middle room, tucked away from between the back offices and the Funplex front, I find what is very likely this Naomi, spoken only of myth and legend. A girl about my age, but certainly not my height, is tinkering away on what looks like an old tube-style monitor. Huh, I don't realize I had so many circuits. She doesn't notice me when I come in, too busy soldering a capacitor into place. The lingering smell of melting metal fills the air in the poorly ventilated workshop. Excuse me? For lack of a better way to interrupt her. I was worried no matter what I did, she might, I don't know, burn her fingers or jump so high she hit the ceiling or something. Fortunately, the shock's not quite that intense.
Oh.
Hello?
Hey, you know this room is for employees only.
She said, with no apostrophe.
Are you lost? Do you need something?
I'm Diva In Your Face. I'm the new floor attendant starting today.
Oh! Hi! I didn't realize Francine already found someone. I guess I forgot to check my texts. Whoops!
She's basically listed her phone on the nearby workbench where a huge stack of green notification messages lie in wait. One thought comes to mind on actually seeing her. No wonder I didn't notice her until now. She was totally focused on the task at hand. Why are we barking? I always assumed retro arcade nerds were fat middle-aged guys. Oh my god, she is so cute. I just want to hug her, but that would be super inappropriate. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's go! 1! This room's right at the heart of the building, but totally isolated, with heavy doors closed behind me. I can barely hear the arcade. That's where I want to work. I don't want to work on the floor. Considering how completely and utterly dedicated she was to that monitor, not even noticing me, I guess that's also why. But what I first noticed is her smile. Even when squinting to see the tiny components on the circuit board, even when laser focused, she was smiling happily.
Anyway, I'm Naomi Fairchild, the Funplex's techie. Hi! Pleased to meet you. I was expecting Gavin, though. He usually checks up on me about now.
He's busy doing strange things with numbers.
Ugh, yeah, that sounds like Gavin. I take it he sent you along to help? Great. Give me a hand with this monitor. It's really heavy, and I'm still paranoid about dropping it after what happened last time.
Really? What happened last time?
Oh, well, I dropped it.
Oh, right. She helps me lift the large cathode ray tube, slotting the heavy metal framework into place without the exposed guts of the nearby arcade cabinet. Once done, she starts hooking wires back up to other wires. There's a surprising number of green circuit boards in that largely hollow wooden shell. This is the first time I've seen the inside of one of these things. It's weird. Lots of empty space. A couple of large slabs of circuits and that beefy monitor. Why is it so empty in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe if we could fill it with a nacho dip. It's my first time seeing the guts of a game. 2. Why is it so empty in there? Seems inefficient. Couldn't you pack more games into an arcade if it was more compact? Not really. It's more about the footprint on the floor than the vertical height. Naomi keeps working using a pocket multimeter to check various connections as she
Let me
speaks.
explain.
I mean, compare American and Japanese cabinets. Ours are designed for standing players, so you have to be upright, even if it means an empty base. Japanese candy caps are shorter, so you play sitting down. But I prefer American style. Ours have more room for art. She closes up the rear access panel, closing it with one of the many keys on the key ring at her side, then steps back to admire her handiwork. There's genuine joy in that smile. Not just a job well done, but at looking at the whole thing like it's a fine sculpture.
So beautiful.
Oh, I love the classic memory style. Look at those sharp angles, the side art decals, the bold font on the marquee, the bezel work. The what on the what and the what artwork? With a sigh, Amy points out key features to me. The strip across the top with the game title, that's the marquee. The artwork that wraps around the monitor, that's the bezel. I mean, you see it too, right? How beautiful and cohesive it all is, working in harmony to give the game its own unique feel, its own experience. As for me, well, 1 and 2, a bunch of weird looking boxes in a row looks ugly. 3 and 4, I agree, it's beautiful in its own way. 5 and 6, so you're our resident game historian then. Alright, so 1 and 2 might get me into some serious trouble with this girl, so let's hope that it's one of the other two. Well, crap. Yeah. I mean, it's cute, but if every single game looks unique, putting them all together makes it look chaotic, right? It's like one person in a funny hat is funny, and a dozen people in funny hats and lose track of which one is which. Japanese kids are just like uniformly shaped and white, right? Isn't that better? Naoma sighs, a little disappointed. No, you see, I mean, oh, never mind. Forget I said anything, it's fine. I didn't mean to offend, it just feels like, I said it's fine. You just sound a lot like Gavin, that's all. Gavin? What's wrong with Gavin?
I don't know.
Okay, well, don't get me wrong, I can get along with him, generally. His whole attitude just, ugh. All he really cares about is money. He keeps the arcade running, yeah, but I just know if he had his way, he'd got the whole place. If anybody's gonna ruin the Funplex, it's him. Mark my words, it's inevitable. That doesn't sound right. He seemed easy enough to get along with, and that's what's more. Gavin gave me the whole speech about protecting their dreams. This looks like a pretty sore spot point here, a long-standing argument that a new person really shouldn't get involved with. And yet, I'm involved, aren't I? I have to work with both Naomi and Gavin. So I'm not sure I should prod at it, but I kind of want to know, too. Don't rock the boat. 1 and 2 is don't rock the boat. 3 and 4, clear the air and find out more. 5, 6, let her keep talking. 3, clear the air. I get this is touchy, but if I'm gonna work here, I think we should all be honest with each other, no gossiping. So I gotta know, why do you think Gavin wants to destroy the arcade? He buys into Francine's idea that this place is for dreams. He says he does, but he's willing to sacrifice way too much just to keep the whole thing afloat. Road to hell, best intentions, etc. If he had his way, this place would be like Deco's Palace. Nothing but ticket games and prize catchers. He thinks actual video games are too expensive. A waste of floor space. I bet he'd remove them all if he had his way. I just don't trust him. I don't trust him to do the right thing. But that's my problem, not yours. Sorry to drop gossip on your head like this. Thanks for hearing me out anyway. Right, let's get back to work, shall we? Now for the less fun part. You seem strong, strapping kind of person. Well, a strong person at least. Well, you're a person, that's enough. I'm semi-insulted then? Okay, let's get to it.
Right. A little to the left now. My left. You're right. Careful. Now forward. Right. Correct. I mean, no, not turn to the right. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. And there. Carefully tip it into place. Victory! I gently eased the rolling dolly forward, and the giant wooden box slotted into place alongside its neighbors. The two-wheeled dolly makes it easier, but hardly easy, especially with Naomi fretting over her baby getting scratched or, worse, falling over. But with the work done, she's all smiles again.
Yeah!
Okay, glad to be done with that one. I swear I've been working on that monitor for ages. Those tubes are finicky as heck. I'm still not totally satisfied with the flyback, but thanks for helping me out, Diva. I think you're gonna do just great here. Happy to. Ew. Alright, stomach growling. Food required. Except, I wasn't expecting to actually be working today. I forgot to pack a lunch.
When you have pizza on a bagel...
Now, I'm just talking here, but if you had pizza on a bagel... Shut up! Hey, so any good restaurants in walking distance? I think that bookstore next door sells donuts and stuff, but... Oh, no, not really, unfortunately. I mean, there's a cheapo web sub sandwich place, but even if that stuff is super tasty, you don't want to go there. You need to eat healthy. Hey, I know. Wait right here. And she's off, scurrying back into her hidey hole. And she's back, scurrying from her hidey hole. Lunchtime! Here you go. She pushes the box lunch into my hands. It's a bento box. I learned how to make them from my mom, who learned from her mom back when they lived in Japan. Rice and pickles and all sorts of good healthy things. Wait, you're giving me your lunch? Sure, why not? And yet when I first walked in as a stranger, she looked super uncomfortable with me. That escalated quickly. What'll you have for lunch then? Oh, I can just go get some nachos from the vending machine or go hit the whole story next door. I got a book delivery to pick up anyway. But you said eating healthy was important?
See ya!
See you after lunch! I can't help but think she was looking for an excuse to go get some junk food instead. I'd say Naomi definitely fits in with Francine's ideals for this arcade. She's got a love of these games and it shows. And giving me her lunch? Me, a total stranger? That's a kindness I don't know if I deserve. But I appreciate it all the same. So a bento box. I've only seen these in anime. It's cute. And hopefully has plenty of calories too. Armed with a box of health food, I retired to the employee lounge to get my lunch on. Penguin there, baby. The room where I had my bizarre job interview will suffice for food times. It's not much, a few folding chairs and a kitchenette, but it'll do. Utterly famished by this point, I have a seat and unpack my loaned lunch. Christ. These are great. 1 and 2 is incoherent screaming, 2 and 3 is coherent screaming, and 5 and 6. 1 and 2 is incoherent screaming. 1 and 2 is incoherent screaming. 3 and 4 is coherent screaming. 5 and 6 is await death. Oh my gosh. Await death. Well, it was a good run. Death by Floofy Monster was definitely not something I considered in the thousands of ways I pictured my own death. Honestly, I thought I'd pass doing something I loved. Alas, may the Reaper take me swiftly and painlessly. Death incarnate. Rude, this Floofy Monster has feelings too. Wait, you aren't my doom? Oh hey, you're a human. That's an improvement, I think.
Hey, so I'm sorry if I traumatized you. Really. Can we start over, maybe?
I nod my head slowly, although that could just be muscle spasms from being in shock.
I'm
Ashley.
And I'm Diva.
I'm also Pinky, the Funplex Flamingo. It's my secret, yet not so secret identity.
What's the Funplex what now? This is almost too much to take in. Gavin was a bit of a lot. Naomi was off the scale cheerful. I've met some really intense people so far.
Did you sneak into the employee section just to get my autograph?
Me or no?
Oh, I thought you would recognize Pinky from all the signs around the arcade. Pinky is the mascot of the Funplex after all.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant at all. I mean, I work here.
You work here? Since when?
Today? This morning, to be specific.
Oh, awesome! Welcome to the Funplex.
I mean, it would have to be way cooler if you were just so enamored with the chibi flamingo creature plastered on every wall that you had to know more.
Let's see.
You could have stealthily maneuvered your way through all of the games, sliding right on up to the employees only door. But how did you get the door code?
Ooh.
Of course. You would have collected the password on a piece of paper that fell from Gavin's pocket. You searched your heart and decided that 4-digit number had to be the intel you needed.
Let's see.
Next, you needed to lie in wait for the opportune moment to punch in that secret key code just to find me. It just keeps going and going. 1 and 2, she's definitely passionate about her fictional scenario. 2 and 4, Ashley's got quite the imagination, alright. 5 and 6, is that how I come across to people as a creepy trespasser? Yes, it is. 3. Wow, I mean, wow, I'm suitably impressed, albeit slightly terrified. She can just take an idea and run with it. Where she's running with it, I'm not sure even she knows. And how would you have sunk out, I wonder? I could have helped, but for a price. Ashley finally realizes she's been babbling to herself for a good couple minutes. Oops. Sometimes I get swept up in a good story. I mean, I gotta find some way to make this job more interesting. Is it really that dull here? No, not really. I just crave a different kind of excitement than beeps and boobs, screaming children, and broken machines. You aren't really painting the best picture here. Aw, geez, I don't mean to be a downer. I just want to move up in the world. I've got things to accomplish, dreams to fulfill, cosplays to make. Cosplay? As we switch topic, it's like she's a completely different person. Ashley eyes light up and she smiles. Yeah, you know, like dressing up as your favorite video game or TV character. I love it. It's so empowering to be able to make your own costume and wear it proudly. It's even better when people recognize what character you are. Empowering? Really? Granted, she certainly had the power to stop my heart for a few beats.
Yes!
Definitely. You want to try? Got a favorite game character? I can help you make your first cosplay if you want. In fact, I made this one. I think Ashley is pointing to her flamingo costume, but it's a little hard to tell with her hands as feathers. So, Pinky is your creation? Intentionally? Yep, it looks pretty good for my first mascot cosplay, doesn't it? I'd probably stitch my hands together if I tried that. I have. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, if you were going for terrifying, then yes. 5 and 6, I don't know heads from tails, but I can appreciate it. 1. I'm all thumbs when it comes to stuff like that. Literally, if I get enough thread running between them. I'm pretty impressed though. Naomi was going on about craftsmanship of games. Clearly you're digging on craftsmanship of costumes. Aw, thanks. That's nice when hard work is appreciated. I wear it around the Funplex to liven up crowds, get people pumped to play some games, and the kids seem to adore it. That makes sense. Although the arcade has been completely dead so far, no crowds to pump or kids to be adored by. Hey, secret between you and me? Ashley motions me to come closer. She leans in, glances around the room once, and then talks in a hushed tone. I did some repairs on Pinky overnight. I had to restitch the left arm. I was giving her an old test drive to make sure it doesn't fall off. Limbs falling off seems bad. Oh, it was. Yesterday I was dancing with a little girl, must have been like 5, 6 years max. Anyways, we were next to Showtime stage when she tugged on my arm and whoosh! Off came the arm. The girl instantly started bawling. Well, at least you're consistently scaring people and it's not just me.
Nope.
Hey now. I don't want this to happen. I want that to happen again. I felt so bad. But enough about me. What about you? So you're Carl's replacement? I guess so. I'm the new floor attendant. I attend the floor. The floor is a thing I am attending to when I'm not going into cardiac arrest. At least you're funnier than Carl, that's for sure. I can't wait to go home and tell Juniper I do have a sense of humor. She'll be so proud. I assume you already met Francine, but have you had the chance to meet Gavin and Naomi yet? Yeah, I met them already, although it seems like they aren't too keen on each other. Right? Ashley rolls her eyes and lets out a sigh. I wish they would hurry up and make out already. Yeah. Wait. What, seriously? So are they going out? Nope. But they always bicker like an old married couple. It's a classic anime cliche. The ones who fight always end up together. Mark my words, Diva. Consider them marked.
Beep beep.
Beep beep, beep beep, Diva. What's that sound? Drat, I set an alarm for when my lunch break was over. Time to go back to the grindstone. I didn't even get a chance to eat.
What? No!
That's no good. Diva needs their calories. You eat up. I'll go watch the floor. In fact, how about I take over the ticket desk for the next shift? You can do my job and wander the floor a bit. Fair enough. Thanks. Ashley winks before her face disappears into the dark recesses of the inhuman mask. As I'm wolfing down rice in the shape of little hearts. Wow. It occurs to me I didn't actually ponder my first impressions of Ashley yet. Let's see. 1 and 2, she's pretty amazing. I like her enthusiasm about her art. 3 and 4, Ashley got a lot going on in that head of hers. I just don't understand it all. 5 and 6, Ashley is a total cutie. I'm all aboard the Pinky train. Choo choo. Please don't be 5 and 6. 2. She's pretty amazing. I like her enthusiasm about her art. The way Ashley's whole expression changed when she talks about things she's passionate about just warms my heart. Her beaming energy and just lights up the whole room. I wonder if one day I'll be that excited about something. Anyway, with lunch in my belly and break time complete, the second half of my workday began. Rolling into the afternoon, the crowd starts to fill out. School's done, late rising pros are heading out to their arcades of choice. With Ashley covering the desk, my job is to wander the floor, looking for problems. Or potential problems, or just making sure everything's okay. But for starters, it's a good moment to collect my thoughts. I think I'm off to a decent start with my coworkers. Good first impressions at any rate. Cooperation's going to be a must. I've had awful coworkers before and they can really drag down your day. Hang on, no time for daydreaming. I think I spot, 3 possible issues to look into. I should have time to get to all of them, but which do I tackle first? 1 and 2, an irate customer near Mr. Moody's Magic Maze. 3 and 4, someone cursing up a storm at the Fist of Discomfort. Sounds pretty, 5 and 6, a loud crowd around Showtime stage. I would say, I don't even want to roll for this because I feel like I'll roll for it. Well, 1. My mutant floor attendant senses detect danger from the left-hand side of the arcade. I quickly rush to 30 feet at the scene of the crime, already in progress. Oh, you gotta just go. Go. Sir, go. Come on! Hurry the up and finish your game. You, Do you work here? I saw you behind the desk earlier. Note to self. Ask Gavin for a name tag or something. Yes, I'm Diva, floor attendant. Well, stop attending to the carpets and attend to me. I want this to wrap up his damn game so I can play. Ashley's face is obscured beneath her costume mask, but I can feel her wince as the man curses up a blue streak. Sir, there are children present. Please keep the swearing to a minimum. You kick this fat piece of off this game, and I'll sing Mary Had a Little Lamb all you want. Figuring I ought to hear the fat piece of side of the story before rushing to a judgment, I tap the player on the shoulder. Oh, he's a bear! And he doesn't even notice me tapping. So I tap again. Twice. Sir, there are other players waiting to give Mr. Moopy's maze a spin. Curious, the player looks up at the game's marquee. Thank you, Naomi, which simply reads, Moopy. You know the game's full name? Sure, I played it a lot when I was a kid. It's actually called Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, right? Wizards and pellets and monsters and stuff. It looks like Pac-Man. Sorry, I was distracted. Yeah. A bit terse as he laser focuses on the game, and I can see why. He's currently sitting at 714,900 points. Holy crap! That's a heck of a high score. Or as the other guy would probably, holy that's a of a high score. Excuse me. Right, sir. Can you please wrap up your game? No. I'm keeping good pace here, plenty of livestock on par for getting close to the world record before the kill screen. Somehow the thick arcade jargon sounds classier when draped in his British... Oh, he has a British accent, really. Now you tell me. I'm watching some documentary program on the BBC. Yeah, but this is a public arcade. Other folks want to play the games too. He finishes clearing the current board while pondering the predicament. Okay. At first I think he's stepping away to end his game, but he's letting his stock of 50 extra dudes slowly deplete as he pulls out his wallet. Without pause, he pulls out $3,000 in cash and holds it out. Will this cover it? For a moment I flashed back to the movie where some dude pays another dude to sleep with his wife and they roll around the bed covered in money and, cover what? Exactly. The cost of the game. The game itself. I've never seen this much raw cash in one place at any given time. It's not even in 20s. Dude's rolling in Benjamins. One moment, please. On it. Fortunately, Iris already has my messenger app open for me when Gavin's contact info preloaded. With trembling fingers, I key in. Customer wants to buy Moopy for $3K, what do? In less than a minute, I have my response. Considering we paid $200 for it, plus parts, yes, absolutely yes, sell the relic immediately. Well, okay then. Although, how's Naomi going to react to this? Offloading one of her darlings just because Gavin wants to make a 15-fold profit? It also feels kind of weird to be taking advantage of this guy's lack of a grasp of the real cost of old arcade machines. I knew all this workplace drama was going to catch up to me at some point. But with this rando breathing down my neck, I gotta make a decision. The decision is kick the rando out. He's causing a fuss. And honestly, this guy is paying for the game that he's playing, so there's really no point in kicking him out. Or kicking him off the game. Rando has to leave. Did Rando just go? There are there's tons of other games for him to play. And Rando is causing the scene, so he can leave.
because he's also causing a disturbance when this other guy is paying for the game that he's playing. Like, he's putting in quarters or whatever, and he's not causing a scene. So, and to say that, like, you're a public arcade, yeah, whatever, but it's not like a public library where you do have time. Like, you are timed on how long you are at that computer, and you can't add to the time, you know? Like, you have a set amount of time that you play, that you're on the computer, and then at the end of that time, you're gone. You're off the computer. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's just it. But here in this, like, if he's playing the game, he's playing the game, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, he's not causing the scene. However, Mr. Irate Rando over here is yelling and cursing and just being an asshole. So, goodbye. Like, we don't need that kind of negativity in here, you know? But I've never run an arcade, so I don't know how, like, it's supposed to be run. I just know, like, what I would prefer. And maybe I make the wrong decision, but you know what? I would rather have a guy who's not hurting anybody and is offering to, like, pay for the machine, or, like, at least, like, take $100 from the guy and have him rent the machine for the rest of the day. Like, I would be willing to do that. Like, I don't want to actually, like, give him the game. But yeah, that's my customer service tip of the day, is don't give in to assholes. However, we live in a society where you have to smile and take it, and there's a reason why I'm not. If I have to go work for retail again, it will be way too soon. Just absolutely way too soon. The game was 200, but I'm not sure we should sell. That's 3 sound. I'm not sure if we should sell this game. I'm gonna go for this one. Oh man, I don't know about this. My semi-boss is cool with it, but there's a lot of factors in play. I don't think I should just let you walk with the thing. I feel a bit wishy-washy about the whole mess, not wanting to get on me or Gavin's bad sides, but the player simply smiles. Well, we can't have a mess, can we? Wouldn't it be sporting? Oh, no, I'm Irish. Let's compromise. I'll buy the game so I can play it whenever I want, as long as I want, provided nobody's already paying, of course. In return, you can keep Mr. Mopey here where he belongs. We wouldn't want Naomi to cry, would we? Wouldn't be proper. With his mind made up, the man presses $3,000 in my awaiting hand, satisfied with negotiations. Which leaves the rando hopping mad. To be fair, we had been kind of ignoring that he exists. What the bleh, man? What kind of arcade is this anyway? This. I'm going to Deco's Palace. And we just lost a customer, stomping his way out the door. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Yeah, good riddance. I really don't feel bad about that. Like, as someone who has worked retail for, like, literally my entire adult life, or some form of customer service my entire adult life, I do not give two about, like, I really don't. Like, I hate people who come into stores and expect to get, like, waited on hand and foot, and I'm just not about that. So if a guy thinks that he's entitled to something, I'm gonna kick him right up the ass and out the store. I can't care anymore. On the plus side, Naomi won't cry. On the negative side, I just drove a rando out into the cold. Don't care. Really don't.
What a disagreeable fellow.
As for the player, well, he goes right back to playing, eating pellets, zapping ghost monsters, clearing mazes. With the crisis behind us, I can actually focus on who this gonzo rich guy actually is. He seems to care more than just... Well, he cares about Naomi, that's for sure. Splashing around the cash, aren't we, Mr. Moneybags? Digging that dad bod. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What did the dice say? The dice say Mr. Moneybags. I'd half expect him to be wearing a top hat and a monocle, always passing go and collecting $200, always scooping up Broadway and Park Place. Well, given his accent, probably collecting 200 pounds and scooping up Park Lane and Mayfair. Sure, he let us keep Mr. Newbie, but buying exclusive access? That's a bit weird, isn't it? He's definitely a bit older than me, definitely a bit heavier, and not a great first impression, sorry. So, you know Naomi? He's happy to talk, even while playing.
Of course. I'm a Funplex regular. My name's Percy.
Short for Percival.
I'd hazard you're our new floor attendant? I was here when Francine seated you behind the desk earlier.
There was nobody here! That's me, Diva in your face arcade wrangler.
Well then, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and I look forward to getting to know you better.
So you've seriously been playing Moopy all day, huh?
What can I say? It's my calling. I actually owned a Moopy cabinet once. Had it in my flat. But playing it by myself, all alone in the dark, it's not the same. I need the atmosphere.
It sounds a little Australian. The beeps and boops.
No, those you eventually learn to filter out. I mean, everything. The games, the lights, the kids, the feeling of being in an arcade. I score my best when I'm in real-world conditions. It's all about the emotions, the laughter and the tears, the excitement of competition. I need that swirling chaos of human emotions around me to play at my finest.
Naomi gets that. She keeps Moopy in top condition for the day I eventually land my high school. What's the current world record then? About 3.5 million. This guy has been standing here since I was working the morning shift. Hours and hours. And he's still only about 720k into this game? Can't imagine him being in anything but top health condition to try this. Guy's gotta have legs made out of carbon fiber and bladder of tungsten. I just let a few extra lives drain out whenever I need to go pee. Also, he may be psychic. I feel like should let him get back to his game, but burning questions. They burn. Like fire. How is it he can afford this game? You must have a solid job, good income. So, gonna get your Moopy dipped in gold? Oh my god. Your score's more important than your bank balance? 1. If you don't mind me commenting on it, that's a lot of money to just have on your person. What do you do for a living? This and that. He doesn't really seem to care to talk about his work. Not in a guarded way, it's just less interesting than his current maze. Maybe he's actually the head of an international diamond smuggling ring? They hide the stones inside arcade games. Day trading. Day trading, stocks and bonds, anybody can do it if they have a head for the numbers. It's really nothing important. Or maybe he's a day trader.
Don't think so.
I don't feel people are defined by their work. I know that arcade is home to those who have made their passion into their work, but it's the passion that matters more. I have my passions the same as anyone. I look forward to learning yours as well. Creepy. When I'm not deep in the middle of a game, I mean. He's getting more and more distracted by the game. I should leave him be. I have to do a thing about a thing. Be seeing you, mix in your face. Yet another weird encounter and a string of weird encounters. What a weirdo. I'm not entirely sure yet what to make of him. Just a rich creep or a rich creep with a heart of gold. There's more going on here than I initially thought. I should be careful about not letting first impressions be lasting ones. Let's see, what to handle next. I'm gonna go with the Fist of Discomfort. There's a lot of shouting coming from the center of the arcade where the Fist of Discomfort is being played. I remember Iris telling me all about it earlier today while I was bored to death at the ticket desk. Festive Discomfort, or FOD, is one of the most popular games in the esports. I almost said esport again. It's been a staple of the scene for over 6 years. One year, Team Wicked Prodigies took on the Unreal and came back to win the dying seconds of a tiebreaker match to take home a record $5 million prize pot. That's a lot of moolah. And how? Okay, so how does it work? It's a hybrid of real-time strategy and button mash brawling. Fight your way down to the top and bottom lanes, clearing waves of ninjas to finally topple the enemy dojo. But that's the action part. The strategy part involves using special abilities, purchase items, and ninja summons. FOD is sheer elegance in its simplicity, the way the different game systems interweave to form one masterpiece of esports perfection. So summon good ninjas, punch bad ninjas, smash dojo. I'd say boiling down a rich game of action and strategy played the world over by top games in such a way is a bit degrading, but sure, okay. All of which is super interesting and stuff, but right now, all I care about is dealing with the loudmouth currently playing the game. The closer I get, the louder the yelling gets. Most of these words are that.
What the
What the actual was that? No, those are definitely all words my mother would disapprove of. You've got to be me. There is no way that this is even plausible. Those hitboxes don't even connect. This game all night long. Get wrecked. Rando Clowris. Nice. Where to go? Oh, this is hard from over scrub. I have saved up a little something extra special for you. I've been baiting you into attacking my sensei, which you fell for hard. Oh hey, did I forget to mention that I bought an extra ultimate technique scroll for my dojo? Whoops, maybe. Wait, what? You haven't been farming? How could XP share technique with creep waves? Take this. 5-fold explosive death claw technique. What? How did you defeat me? No!
Oh, GG.
Fodder.
No one can defeat me, Queen Bee.
I do like her outfit, because I like bees. My dry eyes painfully blinking makes me realize I've been standing here watching intently during the whole exchange. I'm not 100% sure what just happened, but that didn't matter. I was completely sucked in. Couldn't tear my eyes away. It was like watching a train wreck. I mean, if the train was the arcade game and the wreck was that guy's face.
Hey, kid. What are you staring at? Never seen a champion of my caliber before?
Oh, Seeing as I don't even know how to begin to start to even consider how to respond to her question, I have to take a moment and collect my thoughts. From what I've somehow gathered, she goes by Queen Bee. That jacket she's wearing identifies as a member of the L7 Gaming, an arcade esports team. And she's the most direct, fierce person I've met all day. That's saying a lot considering who I've run into so far. Should be fun to hang around, no doubt. Wait, why so rude though? What a sore winner. Talk about a dominating personality. Feel the urge to kneel and submit. This is gonna... I don't want to roll for this because I have a feeling I know what I'm gonna get. Yeah. I had a 5. Look, let's be frank about this. I know my taste, and Queen Bee's got the whole package. The sass, the dirty mouth, the keen fashion sense. Oh, be still my subservient little heart.
Hey, don't just stand there all weird and quiet like. It's creepy.
She snaps her fingers to grab my attention.
So, are you gonna f***ing quarter up or not? Think you can best the hottest rising star of L7?
From what I've seen, I know I couldn't best a scrub, let alone a professionally competitive player of this game. No. No, thank you. Plus, I'm not sure I'm allowed to play games while I'm working.
You? You work here?
1, 2, yes, me. And what's your job? Hassling me? 3, 4, I'm actually pretending to work here. Shh. 5, 6, I enforce arcade law within this noble funplex. 1. Right. I'm the new floor attendant. And if you're not careful with your snark, I can show you the exit. Oh, you are a cute one. Sassy. And direct.
Hey, they haven't given you a name tag yet. How am I supposed to know who you are?
By asking me my name. I think that was actually a weird tactic to have me introduce myself to her. I'm Diva. I did technically just start working here like 6 hours ago. It might take them time to issue me a name tag. Maybe they need to send a carrier pigeon to an ancient monastery where name tags are forged in a vast clay oven? Nah, Gavin's just slacking big time. I'll talk to that silly boy for you and make sure you get some proper respect. She needs an eye patch. I don't know why, but I just need to have her have an eye patch. Like right over her right eye. And it's like a little bee on it. Thanks? No problem. We gamers gotta stick together.
I'm Queen Bee, by the way. Aggro-style FOD lane pusher specialist for L7 Gaming.
I figured that when you put your arms over your head, cheered and shouted, "No one can defeat me, Queen Bee!"
Hey, I do not sound like that. Well, maybe a little.
Anyway, I'm one of the regulars around here, besides Purpur and Teo. So you'll be seeing a lot of me in the future. Let's hope you last longer than the last guy. Oh great, she's even making my job into a competition. I hope there isn't a betting pool too. You look like a smart kid. You've seen one of my many streams on the internet, right? No. I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
Whoa!
Really? Have you been living under a rock for the past decade? If you consider a small yet formidable apartment a rock, then yes. Oh, you sweet child. You are so innocent and pure. Come, let me show you the path of darkness that is the internet. Okay, 1 and 2 is nope, nope, nope. 3 and 4 is sure, I'd like to learn more. Oh my god. And 5 and 6 is will it hurt or traumatize me? Everything in my being wants to go for the second option. Oh man, no, I'm gonna roll for it. Oh! My internal sensors are going off and they're telling me to reverse and leave the conversation ASAP. No, I think I'm okay with that.
Come on!
Where's the fun in that? I'm just gonna show you how it all works. Queen Bee grabs my arms and pulls me close to the Fist of Discomfort cabinet. And upon further inspection, I see the whole haphazard pile of tech she's rigged up. You can't just plug one of these cabs into the internet. So I use a number of clip-on webcams and mics and stuff. That webcam there, I broadcast to my own personal PC back home, which then streams matches live to my fans. The chat room appears on my phone. Costs a bit to put everything all together, and it takes like a half an hour to rig up and test each morning, but after doing this here for a couple of years, it's easy peasy. Aside from Naomi grinding her teeth at my clip-on cameras, damaging the paint job, I mean. Anyway, I prefer to stream from the Funplex than from home. There's so much to miss out on sitting here lonesome in the console version of FOD. The crowds, the wicked trash talk, the community. Wait, are you broadcasting live right now? Are we live right now?
Nope, no way.
No, that was part of my warm-up matches. I've got a pretty big tournament coming up, so I try to get as much practice in as possible, even with a bunch of fodder. As an FODer, as in, you know, chum, lunchmate, scrubs, losers. I got the idea, yeah. Queen Bee sees something out of the corner of her eye and glances around the arcade floor. She gives a nod to someone hanging near the Street Fighter cabinet. My crew is starting to trickle in. We should be starting team practice soon. Wait, what time is it? At the tone, the time will be 2:25 p.m. Eastern.
Beep beep.
What the?
I gotta go live in 5 minutes. Listen, kid, it's been small. We'll chat later, right? Sure, one thing, can you keep the swearing down at least a little? We've got kids around here and I don't want you to get in trouble with Gavin. Him. But for you, I'll keep it to a PG-13 rating. No, if you'll excuse me, there are some butts out there that I need to kick.
Later.
And with a wave and a twirl, she completely abandons me and returns her Fist of Discomfort game. Queen Bee fires up her broadcasting rig and the shouting and the milder swearing start up again. I should probably get out of here before I accidentally end up on the stream. Is it wrong of me to crave being stepped on by her? Hey, I gotta be me. We've got good chemistry so far. Note to self, check with Gavin about the ethics of dating your customers. Not that I'm committing to anything here, just, you know. Let's see, what to handle next. A loud crowd. In the distance, I see a number of people gathering. Is there a secret penguin in this page? I don't see one. I think that's the only secret penguin was that one over there. I thought those were popes. No, apparently it's Castle Crunch Pinball or whatever. In the distance, I see a number of people gathering, which is surprising since the first half of my shift was complete and utter solitude. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see that people do come to the arcade, but that's quite the crowd that's assembling. Like, larger than Queen Bee's team was. Rowdier, too. This has to be against the fire code or safety protocol or something, right? Considering that there's not a door that I can see, probably, yeah. Speaking of a citizen that enjoys living, having an escape route in case of emergency is necessary. Time to clear the way and pave my own path of safety. As I approach, I see flashing neon lights, accompanied by upbeat Europop drifts. It's an auditory flashback back to 1980X. I can't help but nod my head to the beat. A pulsating mass of people have surrounded Showtime stage, cheering for the current player. The game itself takes up a whole corner of the arcade, requiring a fair amount of space to actually play. Showtime stage is an ultra-modern arcade smash hit. It uses motion tracking sensors hidden behind the colored spotlights to check dance pose accuracy and score your sweet moves. It's pure dance fever. Can you catch the fever, Diva? I had my dance fever shots at the doctor's office earlier this season. As the dance ends, one of the players hops down from the stage and immediately starts talking to a young man leaning up against the back wall. Did you see that, Teo? I got my first AA on Stop the Beat.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, you did. You're doing great. Remember last month you couldn't even pass that song? Totes impressive. I'm gonna keep practicing and one day maybe even surpass you. Hey, I hope you do. And when you do, you can be the one who brings in new dancers and teaches. You can be the one who brings in new dancers and teaches them how to play. As the next song starts, my eyes shift from the conversation to observe the gyrations of the intricate limb movements coming from the Showtime stage. I feel my head bobbing and my foot tapping. Hey, it's a really catchy song. Can you blame me? I'm getting really into it when I feel a hand on my shoulder.
Care to dance?
How about you? Want to take the spotlight? Let's see. 1 and 2, sure, I can learn as I go. Let's dance. 3 and 4, what? In public, I think not. 5 and 6 dance with a hottie like you? Absolutely. I'm just gonna hit on everybody. So oh, I got a 6. I can feel my cheeks flush slightly. A cute boy just asked me to dance with him. Granted, it's for an imported arcade dancing game rather than junior prom, but this rarely happens to me. My heart skips a beat before I can find enough composure to respond. What? Me? Really?
Hello.
You and only you. How could I resist to ask a person such as yourself? You caught my eye the moment you walked over.
Hey, wait. You're new here, right?
Yes. Very.
Name's Mateo, but everyone here just calls me Teo.
Teo's the best! Greatest guy here! He's sort of like our, leader. Yeah.
Oh, please, I'm nothing really.
He looks directly into my eyes.
Nothing as special as you.
Charmer.
I just like to show newbies the ropes and teach them how to play. Our community is small, but we're all super close. I think you'd be a perfect addition to our gang. So, what do you say? Play our silly dancing game?
Teo outstretches his arm to me, waiting for my hand to grab his. Okay. 1 and 2 is go for it. 3 and 4 is politely decline. 5 and 6 is shake your head no. Okay. My dice want me to freaking date everybody except for Naomi for some reason. So I don't know. I couldn't care less that I'm supposed to be working. One does not simply refuse to play a dancing game with an attractive guy. It's like that one dream I keep having, but it's actually true. I mean, a different dream than the one where I was giving a speech in front of the class and forgot to put on pants. Without thought, I take his hand. Yes, 1,000 times yes! As I'm about to step on the stage, an ominous shiver crawls down my spine. I glance over and spot Ashley standing behind the ticket counter. I know I can't see her face behind the mask, but I can totally sense she's glaring daggers my way. It's creeping me out. On second thought, I actually supposed to be working right now. I'm the new floor attendant, Diva. Really? But I haven't seen you around here at all. What happened to the other guy? He was actually pretty good at Showtime stage, now that I think about it. He's out! I'm in. It's currently year 0 of the floor attendant Diva regime.
Hello there.
Well, it's an honor to meet you, Diva. I hope we get to know each other well. Indeed. For someone that loves Showtime stage as much as you do, I haven't actually seen you play yet. True, most of the time during these meetups, I tend to let everyone else play. I go around and make sure everyone is happy and having a blast. But what about you and your feelings? Teo shrugs. My happiness comes from making other people happy. That's all I need in life. Which is all well and good, but I still need to deal with this crowd. How best handle it? Hey, I want to film a workplace safety video. We need to seriously talk about crowd sizes. Can you disperse your fans for me, please? Okay. 5. Look, this is great and all, but can you thin out your crowd for me a little for me? Fire codes, emergency exits, that sort of thing.
Sheesh.
Come on, it's not that bad. I've seen harder crowds move weekends around this game. Rules are rules. Yeah, you're right. Least I can do is be accommodating. Luckily, the song was being played just finished. Teo jumps up on the stage and cups his hand over his mouth. Hey, listen! We need to keep the area to the left of the stage clear. Come on! I like my spot! Hey now, you know the deal. We all have to be cool about fire safety. It's Diva's first day, so let's show them some respect. I see everyone turn around and glare at me. Or you can all leave. That's an option. Great, now I'm going to be known as the party pooper. I guess I've had worse reputations in my life. Like that one time I had to close the pool because of that dirty bandage floating in the water. No one would talk to me for a week. Hey, don't disappoint me, crew. Diva's just doing their job. Reluctantly, the crowd reshuffles itself in a semi-orderly fashion. As everyone settles into the safer way of watching the game, Teo jumps down and comes back to me. Butter. I nod, genuinely impressed with how Teo can capture his community's attention. They listen to him and have the utmost respect for him. Yeah, actually, much better.
Didn't mean to cause any trouble. Sometimes we just get so caught up in the game, you know? Of course you know. Hey, you should still join us later. Maybe when your shift's over. We'll all be here dancing until closing time.
As long as that dancing is within the law, carry on. Officer Diva has spoken. I start to walk away, ready for my next venture, when I remember something I should do. I turn back to Teo. Hey, thanks.
No problem.
Well, I feel nice and accomplished. I was able to uphold the safety of the arcade and make a new friend. I say that's pretty good for my first day. Even Gavin's got to be impressed, right? With that business sorted out, it's time to leave Showtime stage. The arcade now is at peace. My work here is done. Well, actually, we're a few hours from closing, so my work here isn't quite done, but you know. I'm so at peace, in fact, that I don't even notice the underboss at the arcade sliding on up behind me.
Good day.
Not bad first day so far. I've been keeping tabs on you, while others have been, and they've been texting me. You know, you should consider getting a proper group chat app going. I got a crappy phone plan, my texts aren't free. A valid point, we'll look into that.
Impressive.
I'm impressed with how you handle yourself. I think you're going to work out just fine. Anyway, I prepared your paperwork, and if you'd like to go sign it and make the working relationship a bit more above board.
Yeah.
So you're staying? Please tell me you're staying. I mean, I fed you and everything. Francine hasn't fired them yet, right? An adorable nightmare joins the impromptu staff gathering.
Ooh.
Diva's off to a great start. Here's to your first day, followed by many more.
Don't you two have jobs to attend to?
Just order a replacement power supply for Robotron TM. Nothing left to do for the day. Not many kids around for me to entertain.
Finally, a quiet moment. My dream job has been going a mile a minute since I got here. Is it my dream job? Well, the Funplex is definitely a plex of fun. I told Francine I used to love going to arcades. Maybe I was starting to feel that all over again. My coworkers are a fun-loving bunch, too. I mean, presumably Gavin finds spreadsheets fun and loves them, so he counts too. Dream job? I don't know. Maybe. But it's an absolute blast, definitely.
We've only got a few more hours till closing and it's nice and quiet. How about we game a bit?
Speaking for yourself, I still got paperwork to handle.
Oh, come on, don't act like you don't game.
Irrelevant.
I know your dirty little secret.
What? Naomi?
You sneak in early each morning to play pinball. You're a pinball wizard.
Well, what of it? I bring order to chaos. Pinball is the very expression of that art form.
You know what we should do? Impromptu pinball tourney!
The girls are giggling, and I'm finding myself smiling right alongside them. All in all, not a bad way to end my first day.
By the way, I've booked a birthday party for this afternoon.
Oh, god damn it, woman!
The looks of confusion and outright terror on their faces, all laughter dying off immediately, are vaguely concerning to me.
Sorry, I meant to tell you, dears, but I plumb forgot.
Birthday party? How old are the kids, may I ask?
It's her 5th birthday. Oh, to be young again.
5 years old? Naomi starts pulling out her hair, eyes wide and trembling, throwing ski balls over her hand into the glass, jumping up and down pinball machines, putting chewing gums into coin slots, pulling at my costume and tearing off pieces of it. Naomi, Ashley, keep it together. We survived kids' birthday parties before.
Doom! The end is nigh!
Well, I'd hate to get in the way of all the fun. Yep, it's time for my afternoon nap anyway. You have fun, dears.
Right. Battle stations, everyone. I'll have the ticket desk so I can oversee operations. Ashley, greet the kids. Naomi, watch the hardware damage. Diva, roam duty. Look for trouble. Do what you can. Prepare yourselves. They are coming. Like an oncoming tidal wave, the rumble is felt before it is seen. Parents pulling into the parking lot. Minivans disgorging kindergartens. And suddenly... I like her shirt, though. Actually, I like both the girl shirts. They're cute. An explosion of small humans rushes the door, bursting into the arcade before scattering every which way. Even before any of them can get tokens, they're grabbing at joysticks, mashing buttons, eager to get their game on, or even just pretend to be playing. The crew assumes battle stations, Naomi by the fragile pinball machines, Ashley near the door, trying to distract the incoming kids to greet them, Gavin armed with the pre-stacked 10 rolls of tokens, $10 rolls of tokens, quickly exchanges them with the adults. Beats waiting in line at the change machines. As for the pro gamers, while Queen Bee and Teo's friends bolt for the exit, abandoning them, keen on getting out ahead of the surge of kiddies, I guess. That's all very well and good, but I've got no idea where I'm supposed to be. Roaming duty, Gavin said. Look for trouble? Gavin said. I mean, I was doing that before, but now the chaos is multiplied. For a few minutes, I'm like a pinball being bounced around, or like that frog trying to cross the highway of traffic. Eventually, I spot 3 possible problems on the rise, and Diva, professional floor attendant, is ready to attend them. Which one of these should I tackle first, though? I may not be able to deal with all of them in time. An angry adult should... okay, so 1 and 2 is 2 kids fighting over a box of cupcakes near Naomi and Ashley. 3 and 4, an angry adult shouting at a kid near Teo and Queen Bee. 4 and 5 and 6, a little girl crying over stolen tickets near Person and Gavin. If I'm not able to get all of them, I feel like Naomi and Ashley can handle the 2 kids fighting over the cupcakes. And since they're near those, and a little girl crying over stolen tickets near Percy and Gavin, I feel like Gavin has that under control. However, Teo and Queen Bee are not employees, so it's not their responsibility to deal with this angry adult shouting at a kid, which is not cool in any respect. So, the sounds of hardship call to me in the Fast Cars 5 racing games. Shouting adults and crying children are never particularly good signs, and I hope beyond hope that I can take this on. I shake the discomfort off. Now's not the time to doubt myself. I need to find out what's going on and stat. As I get closer to the revving of engines and the clacking of shifting gears, I see a grown woman berate a cowering boy. CPS.
I didn't.
Admit it, I know what you did, you brat. You manipulated my precious son to put his tokens in your game. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm so sorry. Children like you are the absolute worst. Garbage! Ma'am, keep your voice down. There's no need to shout. At a child, no less. What's going on here? This jerk of a boy stole my sweetest beyond sweet Josh. Told my sweetest beyond sweet Josh that he should put his own tokens into the racing machine so he could play it for free. Josh earned those tokens from his own allowance, and I won't let some devil child steal his money. Let's just take a moment to calm down, okay? Before I say anything else, I spot Queen Bee and Teo out of the corner of my eye. Queen Bee looks infuriated, and Teo has buried his face in his hands. Actually, now that I stop and think about it, they might have some insight. The racing games are right next to Showtime's stage. Teo probably had a good vantage point of the whole thing if he was dancing on stage. And just by the way Queen Bee brows are furrowed, I can tell something is not sitting right with her. I could ask one of them for help, or I could try to solve this by myself. You know, I'm not even going to do this by myself because I do need somebody else's help. So 1 and 2 is going to be consult Queen Bee on the situation, and 3 and 4 will be asked Tail if he saw something. And it's 1, so we're going to consult Queen Bee. Since Queen Bee has been consumed by rage, I bet she knows what's really going on here. I wave her over to join us. I attempt to reach out to her for guidance. Ma'am, I know you're upset right now, but I think that lady is a no good piece of Nope, not helping. This is, in fact, the furthest way from helping I could ever envision. The kid runs away to avoid the loud people, and as I tried best to defuse the situation, that boy did nothing wrong. Nothing. Excuse me? Pardon? How dare you? There is no way I'm getting a word in between these two. I sigh and resign myself to watching it play out. How dare I? How dare you for yelling at that kid? I don't care if he did what you claim or not. You've got no right to traumatize him over it. He's a thief and he'll grow up to be a no-good criminal. That doesn't matter. Do you honestly think, like a single second of your life, and really think that shouting at a child is an effective way to handle this? You can't tell me how I should act. How do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I'm the nemesis of evildoers. Righter of wrongs. The rising star of L7 Gaming. Queen Bee poses in her trademark pose.
No one can defeat me, Queen Bee.
I am the one and only Queen Bee. And in the name of the Funplex, I'll punish you. Well, I never. In all my years. You're far worse than that impudent child. Josh, we're leaving this horrible arcade. Right now. Well, that's one way to handle that. The woman scoops up her child and storms out the front door. I don't think we'll see her or her son anymore, and frankly, I'm okay with that. Once they're gone, Queen Bee turns her attention back to me.
Come
on! People like that really me off. My blood's still boiling.
Oh, hey.
And hey, thanks for the backup. You're welcome. I really didn't do much of anything. Yeah, well, I knew you had my back, Ken. I can sense that you're like me. I can't stand to see people get screamed at. It sucks, you know. Queen Bee's whole aura changed from her normal upbeat snark to being completely down in the dumps. This is a side of her I haven't seen yet. She just looks so sad. But you yell at people all the time. I'm gonna ask her how she is doing. I know it's really none of my business, but I feel I should ask about this. Looks like an incident hit her hard. Hey, everything alright? It's okay, you can tell me. She pauses for a second before her normal smile creeps back on her lips. Aw, you're sweet. Seriously, I'll be fine. I just don't like seeing adults treat kids like their future's nothing. Like they'll be worthless stains on society. I had a lot of people tell me I could never be a professional gamer, that I should quit daydreaming, and I say, those people. Don't let anyone tell you who you are.
Hey, thanks.
Hey, thanks for asking. I appreciate it, kid. Okay, show's over. You should go check on that boy. The boy, I totally forgot. You're right. I always am. Now, if you excuse me, I need to try to squeeze in a few more matches before quitting time.
Later.
I'm out, kid. Queen Bee takes one more moment to triangulate the safest path back to the Fist of Discomfort through a sea of children. After poking around a bit, I managed to find the kid, still shaken up from the whole ordeal. Hey, sorry about that. Are you gonna be okay? I think so. I swear I didn't do anything. The other kid, he just came up out of nowhere and dropped his token in my slot. After I lost, I got off the gate and offered it to him. He just ran away. And then that woman approached you and started yelling? The boy nods, wiping the snotty nose on his shirt. Uh-huh. Well, if it's any consolation, that lady is gone, and I don't think she's going to ever come back. especially after the way Queen Bean burned her. The boy's cheeks still streaked with tears. Lots of smile spread on his face.
Thank you.
Thank you. And tell the other lady thanks for sticking up for me too. I nod and the boy scurries off and rejoins some of his other friends. Right, that's sorted out. But the other two situations are about to spin out of control. I've only got time to deal with one of them. Which one? The two kids finding a box of cupcakes are near two employees, and the little girl is near one, so I'm gonna go deal with the little girl. I wave my way through the waves of children towards the skee ball machines. One little girl sitting on the end of the skee ball ramp crying, no parent in sight to settle her, so the task falls to me. I'm guessing I should be more cautious about this sort of thing, with lawsuit-happy parents lurking over every vending machine ignoring their kids, but floor attendant Diva decided to take the case all the same. Hey, my name's Diva, and I work here at the arcade. What's wrong? Can I help you? Her sobbing pauses as she looks up at me.
I lost my tickets. Someone stole them from me. I played and won a bunch of them, but then I put them down and I was talking to a friend, and now they're gone.
I glance around, but in a sea of kids, it's impossible to tell who the thief could be.
I don't even have any more tokens to play with. I spent them on a ski ball and my tickets are all gone now.
Easy. We'll figure this out somehow. Although I've got no clue where to even start, to be honest. Neither of us was a witness to the crime. Percy would have been a good view of the redemption game area based on where Moopy's positioned. Gavin has the ticket desk, the veritable crow's nest for the whole arcade. He could have spotted something. Or I could just bend the rules and solve this directly. Alright. Percy maybe too involved with the game. Gavin is probably like tearing his hair out, and it's your first day. I really want to ask Percy because Percy is closest. Okay, don't worry, I'll get your tickets back one way or another. Really, Diva? Wait, right here. I'll be back in a jiff. I walk up to Percy, tapping him on the shoulder to get his attention. Sorry to interrupt, but the girl in pink over there, someone stole her tickets. I was hoping you saw something. Oh, He frowns a little, looking slightly embarrassed. Wow. Sorry, love, I've been pretty deep in this run. Wasn't exactly paying attention. Poor girl, a ruffian's absconded with her tickets, you say? Yeah, well, I can't exactly expect you to babysit. I'll just go check with Gavin. I don't know. No need for that. This obstacle can be removed rather readily, and perhaps be an object lesson for as well. He steps away, letting his extra lives croak one by one. Something more important has clearly captured his attention.
Hello.
My name's Percy. You said you need tickets. Yeah, I want to get the colored crayons. 50 tickets, if I recall. Tall order, but certainly achievable. Here, let me show you the best way to reach your goal. He leads our little group a short ways over to the game of colorful spinning lights. Skee-ball, even if, when played well, has an expected value of 4 tickets per token. But this game has an EV of 8, even if you're sharp enough. He demonstrates dropping in a token. The light starts swirling around and around, until he snaps out and pushes a single control button with a perfect timing, capturing the light right between 2 pink goalposts. 12 tickets come streaming out of the slot, the maximum possible per token.
Lovely.
Super, yes? Here, I can spot you some tokens to get started. He produces a short stack of brassy tokens from the ample supply in his pockets, but the girl just sort of stares at the game, confused. But this game's really boring.
Pardon me?
Boring? It's got colourful lights, see? And it pays very well. But it's boring. I like rolling the skee balls into the holes. You want those crayons, yes? And this is the most efficient way to get them. The girl sighs disappointed, but she's not crying anymore. The distraction was enough to crack her out of her feedback loop of despair, I guess. She hands the tokens back, the stack clicking lightly into Percy's
Thank
open
you.
hand. Thanks, mister, but I got other crayons at home. I guess I'll just use those. Not exactly cheered up, but not exactly weeping, she mixes back into the crowd to find her friends and play with them instead. Huh. My apologies, Steva. Seems I've let you both down. Although I must confess, to be rather puzzled by this. If you have a clear and distinct goal, what's so bad about accomplishing it by the most direct means? She's 5. I think she cares more about fun than expected value.
Well,
I'll admit my experience with children is unorthodox. I suppose it's best to admit my failure in this moment and move on. I let it ride, but curiosity takes me. 1 and 2, kids got the spirit of a competitor. Ski ball's more competitive than stoplight. No. That's debunked immediately because I like skee ball better than like literally any other game. 3 and 4, but isn't playing Mr. Moobie's Magic fun for you? Why else would you play it all the time? And 5 and 6, by unorthodox child experiment, what exactly do you mean? Ooh. This is gonna be another one where it's like, I just absolutely do not agree with number 1, so evens is Mr. Moopy's, and odds is unorthodox child experience. And we got a even, so Mr. Moopy it is. Hang on, you spend all day, every day playing Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, and that doesn't offer any tickets or rewards of any sort. There's the high school. Right, but are you really only playing for the score? Surely you find the game itself fun. I mean, what drew you to Moopy in the first place? Why that game for your score challenge? That question puts him at unease. He pauses, unable to smoothly deliver an answer.
well,
It's a bit personal, really. Not that I'm offended. Oh no, I just mean it was a very personal decision to take up a particular challenge this game. A mixture of nostalgia and a promise to keep. He shakes his head. I suppose this isn't the time or place others need your help today, Diva. This old man's got a game to get back to.
much obliged.
Well, thank you for trying to help that girl. And thanks for allowing me to try to help. Even if we both struck out. Shows character. Percy returns to his game having lost most of his extra lives, but doesn't seem to mind the setback. If anything, he's smiling more than he was a minute ago. 2 problems in the can. Now to deal with the cupcake problem. Uh-oh. Too late. The vintage Midway cabinet Naomi just finished fixing up? It's covered in icing. Looks like Ashley's costume is gonna need dry cleaning too. I shoot them a helpless look and a shrug. Hey, Diva. Kinda wish it was pink icing, then nobody would notice. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't quick enough. You still helped out. I saw you with those other kids. You're a natural. I think these things are winding down anyway. Why not take a break and then I'll swap off with you and take a break myself afterwards. Yeah, okay, sounds good. Honestly, I'm kind of worn out. Ashley's right. I need to step away from this craziness, if only for a few minutes. After a silent nod from Gavin to confirm it's cool with him, I slip away, headed for the employee lounge. What a day. Quirky coworkers, diehard pro gamers, volatile kids getting into volatile situations. I'd say it's a recipe for wackiness or some such cliche, but nothing's an easily dismissed cliche when it's happening to you directly. Frankly, I'm exhausted. I drop down into one of the cheap folding metal chairs in the employee break room, groaning and rolling my head back to try and work the kinks out of my sore shoulders. And spot an upside down kid. Huh? Oh wait, I'm the one leaning backwards. I sit up and turn around instead. Better. Wait, what's a kid doing back here? Hey, I I think he was hoping I wouldn't notice him. Hi. Hi, and you are? Mikey? Okay, that's a start. Hi, Mikey. My name's Diva. So, what are you doing back here? This is an employees only area. Wait, there's the keypad. How did you get in? Because you're the son of that man, whose name I forgot. The guy at the desk dropped this. He holds out a piece of paper with a door code written on it. Score ones for Ashley Wilde storytelling being more than fact than fiction. Okay, but you can't stay back here. Well, I don't see any knives or stabbing implements left out in the open, because I guess it's technically safe, but...
Please don't send me back out there.
Well, this is curious. I lean in so we can be on the same eye level. Something wrong? You can tell me. I work here. I'm the person who solves problems.
No problems. Just don't want to go out there.
You don't want to play with your friends? And he gives me the most cynical, bitter laugh I've ever heard out of the kindergartner.
I don't got any friends. I don't know anybody here. My family just moved to the city, and before that we lived in another city, and one more for that, but I was too little to remember. Mom told me to come to the party anyway, and I didn't want to, but she took me anyway, and then she left because she's got to work.
New kid in town, huh? He nods mutely. Still, I should have busted him there and then brought him back out to the party where the other parents could supervise him. I should have told Gavin. Should have enforced the rules of the arcade. Okay, kid. I won't tell on you. If you want to stay back here for the rest of the party, I'll keep you company. Thanks. You really won't tell my mom? No. Why, I thought you want to make me go. You're an adult like Mom. Hey, I wasn't always an adult. I was a kid once. A new kid in town, in fact. You were the new kid? Yeah, although for me, that started happening back when I was 10. Again and again, moving from town to town, school to school, never really making any friends. Not for years. Mom and Dad kept losing jobs and taking new ones, worse ones. They'd be working all day long, too tired when they came home to do much of anything. After years and years of this, I stopped hoping things would get better. I decided I'd just take what I could get. I'd go with the flow. What does that mean? It means you don't care. Some things are good, some things are bad, but you don't care. You just do what you have to do without really being sad over it.
But that sounds so sad. You weren't sad? It's sad to never care about anything, right?
I guess it was sad. I just never told myself. I just told myself I wasn't going to be sad, even though I really was. And then I bite my tongue hard. Because my little involuntary trip down memory lane was not helping this kid out. Wouldn't have helped little Diva out if an adult did this for me. So instead I decided to be the adult that little Diva would have needed. Okay. We're going to roll a d10. And 1 and 2 is, hey, it could be totally worse. Aliens could attack. 3 and 4 is, it won't always be this bad. Life has ups and downs. 5 and 6 is, your mommy loves you. That's why she works hard. 7 and 8 is, but this won't beat you, right? You're a tough kid. And 9 and 10 is, you take the time you need. I'll stay with you. I don't really object to any of these, so yeah, we're just going to roll a regular d10. And we get a 4, so it won't always be this bad. Life has ups and downs. Hey, Mikey, look. Both of us had some sad times, but it's not always going to be like that. Now, I work here at an arcade. I help people play fun games all day. How cool is that? And I did make a friend eventually, a nice girl named Juniper. She helps me when I'm feeling bad, and I help her. I won't lie to you, you'll still feel sad sometimes. Life can be really difficult. But it won't always be difficult. If you keep your head up, you can ride through the good and the bad parts. Is there anything in your life that's always good no matter what? Mikey thinks it over a little. I like cartoons. And I can watch those no matter where we live. See? No matter how sad you get, you'll always have your cartoons. Any city you live in will have them, see? There are good things, along with the bad. Does anybody else at your school like the same cartoons you do? I don't know. Do you want to find out? There's a super easy way. Just ask them. Really? Really? You'd be surprised. Okay. Diva? Yeah? Do you like Ultra Warrior Unicorn Rainbow Champions too? I freaking love Ultra Warrior Unicorn Rainbow Champions. Don't tell your mom I used that word. That kid grins, amused that he caught me swearing. Well, then we were both laughing, because I'm just an ordinary person now, not some authority figure. I make mistakes. Both of us have highs and lows. Hey, I bet some of the kids out there love Ultra Warrior Unicorn Rainbow Champions. I mean, who doesn't? How about we go back out there and you can ask the other kids what cartoons they like? You'll never know until you ask. I don't know. I'm not saying they'll be your friends. Some won't, but some will. The good and the bad, Mikey. You get both if you look. It's worth looking for the good.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll go talk to them. That's the spirit. I take his hand to lead him out the back of the main room. The tall kindergartner. And off he goes. I'm not fooling myself. I know I haven't fixed all of Mikey's problems. I'm no child psychologist. That was entirely me flying by the seat of my pants. But for that one moment there, I was able to help someone in the same crappy situation I found myself long ago. 15 years ago. Everything changed. No more family vacations, no more arcade visits. We couldn't afford them, and they couldn't take time off work. The whole in-your-face family had to learn to settle, to accept the lot in life we had been dealt, to simply go with the flow, never hoping, never wanting. Juniper did her best to pull me out of that mire. I'd only known her for a few years, one of the few stable times in my life, but she knew the edge I'd been pushed to. Now here I am. Today has been, well, bonkers. Alternately boring and hectic, surreal, and way too real. But I can honestly say I'm more alive today than I have been in a very, very long time. Beep beep. Beep beep, Diva. My emotional voice analysis subroutines combined with your body language suggest that you're very happy right now. Yeah, I guess I am. How did you know? I just told you, silly. I mean, how did you know I love this job so much?
Oh, I know.
That's easy. I didn't. What? I lied. I was 47% sure. Oh, it has elements that seem to click with your optimal social requirements, the fun atmosphere, spirited coworkers, helping people out, and so on. Also, I cross-referenced your roommate's postings talking about how much you enjoyed arcade visits when you were a kid. Still, 47%.
99.97%.
But I was 99.97% sure that if I said I was 99.97% sure, you'd be willing to give it a try. Another thing to thank Juniper for, I guess. You're a weird little app, you know?
Hooray!
I try to be. From the cars pulling up in the parking lot, it looks like the party's over. It's just about closing time for the arcade anyway. Most of the gamers have filed out by now, if they hadn't already fled the tidal wave of kitties. My first impulse is to go bug Gavin about my paperwork, but that can wait. I'd rather go help someone with the tidying up or maybe see how our VIP gamers are doing. Not enough time to run around checking in with everyone, though. Who do I want to hang out with? Oh wow, so there's 6 options. Gavin, Ashley, Naomi, Queen Bee, Teo, and Percy. So, We're gonna roll a d6. We get 5, so we're gonna go hang out with Teo. I've mostly seen Teo busting a groove on Showtime stage, but currently he's chilling with some Fast Cars 5. As I approach, he seemed pretty relaxed, reclining back into the seat. No last dance to end the night? Nah, I've danced so much today that my legs feel like jelly. And jelly means I gotta rest these calves and try my hand at some other games. Do you play Fast Cars 5 much then? Not really. In fact, I actually hate driving. But since I was over here earlier, I figured I could give it a try. And how is it? It's okay, I guess. Okay. It's no Showtime stage, huh? Search your heart, Speed Racer. Oh, just okay, that's it. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got a 1! It's no Showtime stage. I can tell your heart just isn't in Fast Cars 5 like it's in Showtime stage.
Mm-hmm.
Truth. But I'm gladly remove my heart from the stage so it can belong to you. Ew. Ew. I kid. But Fast Cars just doesn't make my blood pump like Showtime stage does. There's so little movement in a racing game. As you probably realize, dancing games differ vastly from racing games, and the communities surrounding them do too. Communities? Yeah, all of us who enjoy the same game come together to play, talk, appreciate each other's company. Our Showtime stage group meets 5 times a week, and it's always a blast. There's dancing, funky beats, sweating. What more could you ask for? A towel? I always bring an extra towel or 2 for newcomers. There are several gaming communities that frequent here. You'll meet them all eventually. I'm happy to report that the Funplex has one of the biggest Showtime stage communities in the country. But don't you worry, we aren't a rowdy bunch. Well, maybe a little rowdy, but if you ever need us to settle down, just ask. I'll be your genie. Your wish is my command. Right now, all I wish is for a nice hot bath and a long sit in my favorite comfy chair. I'm pooped. You've earned a nice relaxing evening from what I saw. You left your buns off. Thank you. I just hope my buns are still firmly attached. I don't know what I'd do if I lost my buns. I'm sure they'll show up behind you. But if you ever decide you need to shake those buns, you should join me up on Showtime stage. Maybe one day. I'll hold you to that, Diva. Anyway, it's been real, but I need to consume food before I fall over. I'll catch you on the flip side. Teo jumps out of the Fast Car 5's console and smiles to me as he wanders his way out of the Funplex. With things winding down, there's just one last thing to take care of before I'm out the door. I seek out Gavin to handle the remains of the day. Diva, good work today. Thanks, boss. Mid-boss, sub-boss? Gavin will do. I can't say you've been a perfect employee, but my standards are impossibly high, so I'll just assume you were close to perfect as is reasonable. I'm not entirely sure why you consulted Percy regarding those tickets. He's not on staff, but I suppose that's a minor issue. Normally I have dealt with the angry parents myself, but I was distracted. I have only second-hand accounts of your performance there, but allowing Queen Bee to deal with the customer is questionable at best. She's volatile. I'd rather you handled that one on your own, all told. I'm pleased to say the sale of Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze for the full $3,000 will indirectly offset quite a few of these costs. I'm glad you consulted me on that and stuck to your guns on the person. Even if I'd be happy to be rid of that relic entirely. Why it's still here is a good question. Was I not clear I wanted it gone? Percy didn't want to break up the family. They're machines, not people. He also didn't want Naomi to be sad. Yes, well, Naomi needs to learn to let go, I'd say. Ahem. Are you giving our poor little diva a hard time, Gavin, dear? Miss Francine, I thought you were napping.
Let's be sensible.
Naomi's dream matters too, as does the dream of Percy, that poor fellow. Poor? Isn't Percy stinking right?
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
Gavin, I know you mean well, wanting to keep everyone's dreams afloat, but sacrifice is made in the name which is to shatter the dreams of others. Well, that's not what the Funplex is all about. Diva, you understand, yes? The reason why? Why am I here? That's the question she asked me during the interview. Now I think I understand. It's a funplex, a literal plex of fun. Naomi's fun is in caring for the game she loves. Percy's fun is in chasing his dream of a high score. Your fun is in keeping every plate spinning, Gavin. Compromise. Settling for what you can get. I know both by heart. I've been compromising my whole life. But that's behind me. I'm here to have fun, and I'm betting you are too. I see.
Apologies.
Diva, Miss Francine, I apologize. It's difficult to balance my idealism against my realism some days, but I know in my heart I need to err on the side of idealism, even if my mind screams in protest. I can assume you are still keen to work here, Diva? I don't even hesitate before replying. Absolutely. Gavin fetches a nearby short stack of forms. Fill these out tonight and hand them to me the first thing in the morning. And welcome to the Funplex. Welcome to the family, I'd say. I'm sure you'll fit in just fine, Diva. One bus ride later, and it's home again, jiggity jig. Juniper, already home from work, bounds over eagerly to interrogate me on my day. So, how did it go? It went well. Well, really well. Your little app came through, despite being terrifyingly omniscient and just a little bit unnerving. You forgot to mention adorable. That's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear things worked out. And you even came home with a smile, like when you were a lifeguard. I guess I am smiling. Interesting.
By the way, there's just one teensy-weensy little question I have for you. Why exactly did you order a giant crate full of pizza bagels?
Oh my god. Did I neglect to mention the part of the terms and conditions? On the plus side, I know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow. And that's level 1 of Arcade Spirits complete. Hey look, you also won a prize! You'll get one of these for each level you clear, plus some extras for various endings and other hidden thingies. Now, let's check your score. Oh, okay. I'm like super into Percy and Queen Bee, apparently. You're on Queen Bee's good side, Beats beat on her bad side. You're proving to be level-headed, rational, and honest. Great. Yeah, no, the dice are proving to be level-headed, rational, and honest. Also, you've scored 5,750 points. Nice! Keep talking with people and your score will go up and up and up. Today's pizza fact is Americans eat approximately 100 acres of pizza each day, or 350 slices per second. Wow! Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 2? Yes.
Thank you for joining me for episode 1 of Arcade Spirits by Fiction Factory Games. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment letting me know what you like down below. Please no hate or spoilers, as I'm not above removing those comments and the people who make them. That's all for now, folks, and I'll see you next time.
Well, did you seriously just fart?